Hello everyone, this is Foxy Papa Smurf, and I'm here yet again bringing you another map showcase of a Forge map created in Halo 2 Anniversary's Forge. And this map I created is called Bedrock, obviously a nod to the old map Foundation that it was based upon. For those of you that have a keen memory and also had an Xbox and original copy of Halo 2, you'll remember that the infection game type, formerly known as zombies, was created on this map. So I thought it would be somewhat poetic to recreate that map, but then also tweak it in a way that would make it even more compatible with the infection or zombies game type. On the outer rim level, nothing really has changed. This is where the humans will spend a majority of their time. The basic geometry of this level is essentially the same as the old Foundation map. But there were a few tweaks that I made to make the game type even that much more interesting. The old map had a room in each of the four corners that the humans would all hide out in. I made the rooms a little bit narrower, but also I added these gates that on a 30-second timer will open and shut. Whoever's in there when the gate goes down can essentially use that as a hideout. But right before the gate goes down, you get a little bit of a warning in the form of a red flashing light that goes off about 5 to 10 seconds before the gate closes. And as the gate closes, you'll see that infected will swarm the gate to try to beat the humans into there, because they know as soon as the humans are in there and the gate's shut, they really have no chance of getting in. On the original map, I remember looking up or getting out of the map by using a series of super bounces and other things, and I remember thinking how cool it would be if the infected were able to spawn up there and drop down on the humans with no warning. So when an infected spawns, they actually spawn on this upper level that's inaccessible to the humans. They can see the entire map and have a little bit of cover from these rails, so they can hide up there and get the drop on humans, but they don't have complete dominance over this area. You'll find that if you try to go too high up or get out of the map, you will be met with a kill boundary. One major change that I created, apart from having this upper area accessible, is a secondary route into these rooms. And this, likewise, is guarded by a gate, but it's on an opposite 30-second timer than the one at the front. In other words, when the one in the front is open, the one on the upper level is closed, and vice versa. One integral part of the original map were these boxes that were found in every room. So what people would do is all gather in a room and push all of the scenery up to the front of the room to kind of slow down the zombies. So I really wanted to replicate that. The pieces are a little bit harder to move, that's just something to do with the physics in the game, but it does essentially work. I gave each room plenty of materials to use to build your own little wall. And you might be wondering what this little platform is at the rear of the room. In the original map in room 2, there was a secret area that could be reached that was an extremely powerful position, but that area was so overpowered that I wanted to emulate the feel that you had from being up there, but not be so overpowered that it makes the game really frustrating for anyone that happens to be infected. And underneath that little platform is actually an escape route that falls down to this little tunnel, and that tunnel exits where the original garage doors in each corner were at. And if you're wondering, that tunnel isn't another way for the infected to get into the map. They can't jump high enough to get up there. Obviously they can work together, but honestly it would be more lucrative to go one of the other two routes that has a gate. I remember the old map being a little bit favorable for the humans because of that pistol and that you could nail headshots from across the map, but I wanted from the get-go the humans to really treat those rooms like their base and not just go out hunting for infected. And that's especially evident in the geometry. I intentionally put up these windows so that you could see zombies coming at you, but you couldn't get a clear shot at them unless they were really close and right about to get to the room. A unique little feature to the old map were these exploding barrels that you could shoot at while still being inside the room. So if you could time it right, you could shoot one of those barrels and send them flying, and that was just such a fun little thing to do, and I wanted to make sure the geometry allowed for you to still do that. And it does, and it's just as fun as ever. A small tweak I made was the small little piece of geometry that allows you to bypass one entrance and hopefully catch the humans by surprise that are camping right there at the entrance. But the map really feels the same, it plays the same, it's just as fun as ever. And this is one of those infection maps that is really more fun the more people you have. because when it's you and your buddy trapped in a room and you have, let's say, 12 or 14 zombies waiting outside, and it's just you and your buddy in the corner firing off rounds, trying to kill as many as you can before you inevitably die, that's just so much fun. And because there's so many problems with customs in the Master Chief Collection, I wanted to make sure that the piece count was extremely low to allow for larger parties. Unfortunately, as you know, if you've made a map, if you want to keep the piece count low, you got to make some sacrifices. And one of those sacrifices was not allowing for that small little drop down here. The way I designed this little balcony uses the least amount of pieces possible. And in order to have that little hole in the middle, I had to use 3 or 4 times as many pieces. It was more important to me to really ensure that this map would be playable with a ton of people. Now, I didn't want to completely isolate the game into these 4 rooms, so what I did was turn off infinite ammo and put any ammunition that you would need in the center of the map. Eventually, they're going to run out of ammo and make a break for it and go out to the center to retrieve some more ammo and hopefully return back to one of those rooms. Well, thank you guys again for taking a look at my map. I'm really excited about all the views that these videos are starting to get. So if you guys can continue liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing these videos, it helps me out a ton. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time.